CLG so far has not been paying off. And we'll see if there's any new adaptations, the Braum and Ryze bans to the respective teams, not different from the last game.
Yeah, I would not expect CLG to go back to the exact same draft, but it is something that they have done in the past. Even, notably against SCT, they drafted the exact same lineups after a lost game. But I do think that they're going to want to make some changes. Swain already taken off the table. Yeah. Swain was hugely problematic. Keane did the highest damage in the game by quite a lot, and he was always a massive threat to their squishies. He was doing so much damage, really. He was so problematic for them throughout this game, and I'd be interested to see if they are going to leave out Fizz as well. They may not have felt it was the biggest problem, but Ray was obviously a huge problem himself.
Yeah, Trundle and Fizz were the champions, and Ekko were the ones that Ray's been playing so far, and as they progressively get banned and picked away, he just goes to the next one. So I don't know if you can get rid of all of them. So Fizz off the table, they say, you know what, just play a more trackable frontliner. Like, you can do all your damage as Trundle, that's fine, but as long as we can watch you, maybe it's okay for us. CLG hoping that they can. Fizz off the table, leaving everything else up for the man. Vladimir banned, not a big surprise, and this does leave Lucian up that Apollo had banned before.
Kindred as well, which I think is probably going to be the pick, because Kindred is kind of that S-tier jungler along with Nidalee. Those are considered the top two, and generally speaking, if you can get one without your opponent getting the other, it's pretty nice. Obviously, CLG did give it up last time. They gave over that Nidalee, and they did end up paying for it. So we'll see if in the reverse situation, CLG will want to take that S-tier jungler as well.
We'll see if they do. 30 seconds still to deliberate what the champion should be. We've got a lot of room to work with, certainly. Victor and Azir also up there as high-profile mid laners to go for. I don't think they'd be first picked by any means, but if you look at the bans, those might be the ones next up on the table.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Ekko perhaps. I could see that Kindred, but I really feel like it's going to be Kindred. That's what I would definitely expect, but Lucian is going to come through. So that does mean they're going to give over quite a doozy of a second and third pick here to Apex, who can take away Ekko, who can take away Kindred, who could take away Victor, these sort of champions. And it's looking like Ekko and Kindred, which is such a powerful red side first draft.
Yeah, it's kind of what we expected to be, that triumvirate in the top of the table for pick order. And I think Lucian is still a worthy first pick, honestly. I think he's a very strong champion. Everyone kind of realized that after Black Cleaver got buffed, the whole armor pen build turns out to be very effective on him. It does mean he's more of a mid-game spiking champion. It means his late game's not really that good. He falls off, actually, if you kind of look at his performances, but
Lucian is
something they can abuse.
It's obviously incredibly powerful, but has not really played out as well for teams in the North American LCS. Not that it's been losing every game, but in the games that I've been seeing, even when it does get ahead, even when it has a lot of kills, it hasn't really been putting out the kind of impressive damage numbers, and it hasn't really been separating itself from the other AD carries, at least in these sample of games, as much as I feel Kindred does from the rest of the other junglers and so on and so forth. We've seen good games from Ezreal's and Caitlyn's and Sivers, right? Whereas I feel like Kindred is a step above, your Rek'Sai and your so on.
I feel in that one. It might mean the Rek'Sai or the Elise, actually, is what's going to come through now for Xmithie. Wanted to go for that Cocoon, hope you can stun her out and kill her before she can, or they, I suppose, before they can cast Lamb's Respite. Karma also grabbed up here, so not going for the Bard, but going for the Karma here. Looking to grab that as a flex between mid and support, but most likely support. Karma Lucian, definitely an aggressive dual lane if it does come down to that.
Very aggressive. We did see last game CLG did not get that 2v2. That may be something that they're going to try to hunt down this time around, as Lucian Karma is pretty devastating in that matchup. Really against any 2v2.
Yeah, it's one of the very best.
It's hard to think of any that would be a disadvantageous matchup. Obviously, Caitlyn is a very good early game.
Caitlyn Zyra super long range.
Yeah, Caitlyn Zyra. I could see, Caitlyn Nami or Janna, things like that could be pretty powerful as well, but can be tough.
To bring out the Sona, man. That's how you win every lane. Caitlyn is going to be picked up here for Apollo. Showing that CLG had picked the Caitlyn up early, but now it means Alistar is through, and Caitlyn, Alistar, definitely engage tools are here for Xpecial, and Apollo has had a great Caitlyn game already this week. Just yesterday against Energy, it was very solid, had the highest damage in the game. When he played the champion, CLG wanted to pick it away from him in game one, but now with Lucian grabbed up for Stixxay, Caitlyn does fall through. Apex still waiting to pick their mid lane champion until they ensure who he's going to be playing in that matchup.
We also now have to find out what the top lane pick here is going to be for Darshan. Will he go to the Trundle? which has been something that's very, very strong in these 1v1, something he likes to play. We also saw him play Fiora before. That didn't really work out for him. We have seen some of these more DPS-heavy top laners. Obviously, Maokai is still available if he wants to go the tank route. A lot of options here. But with the Alistar having been locked in, we do know that the 2v2 is probably not something that Apex is going to want to go into, and it's going to be Trundle and TF.
Okay, so a fighter in the top lane for Darshan, someone to stand up to that matchup and deal with him there. No Maokai, no Poppy, none of the really hard tanks. It's going to be a fighter up there. And yeah, Twisted Fate in the mid lane here. Trying to think of other ways they could do it, like Karma top, TF mid, Trundle support. I doubt that highly. TF mid here for Huhi is going to be nice. I like seeing the champion come out. I know he's good at it. And it gives CLG a lot of backline pressure. You know, TF and Elise can try to really reach that.
I also feel that this is kind of a CLG classic because it sets you up very well for a 1-3-1. Trundle is a fantastic split pusher. TF is as well. You have the ability to collapse, especially if we see Huhi decide to go TP TF. You have a lot of map movement, but even just collapses on anyone who's out of position with that TF ultimate is very, very powerful. It speaks to a lot of the strengths that CLG has. And as far as a three-man squad, you have Karma for the speed ups and the disengage. You have Culling for wave clear. Xmithie as well, it has some decent disengage. So as a three-man squad in the mid, it's going to be hard to engage on them.
And so Apex trying to head them off at the pass and just match up with all these situations. You've got a Kassadin now to split push against Huhi's Twisted Fate, and that's supposed to be a pretty good match for Kassadin. Once you get into the mid game and you get a few items, you get out of the laning phase here. And Apex's siege potential, Kindred, Caitlyn, and Alistar, like that's all you really want in a three-man squad to knock some turrets down and put the pressure back on CLG. So I think Apex have a pretty good lineup for themselves to try to head off what CLG would do to them. Maybe when you dive the back line, maybe a Lamb's Spike keeps you alive anyway.
I certainly think that Apex has a better team fighting squad on paper here. I think that CLG is going to have to spread out the map. They're going to have to get picks with TF. They're going to have to get that top lane advantage with Darshan if they want to be able to take this game, because I really just do not expect late game, you know, Elise to be able to stand up to the power of the Kindred in the team fighting. And I think that Kassadin just becomes an absolute team fight monster later in the game. So yeah, it's definitely going to be tough for them if it does get there. I think Karma falls off as well. But CLG has the tools that they need to be able to do this, to crack open the map and to look through the wins, through these picks, through the split pushing.
Okay, so it's up to CLG to use the tools well and Apex to hold on, maybe blunt them a bit and win the team fights. You guys at home, let us know who it's going to be that wins that one and gets their job done. Hashtag CLG win or hashtag APX win to @LolEsports on Twitter. Let us know who it's going to be. Apex took that game one in a 56-minute match. It was a great one to watch. Again, I recommend you go and see that after this match is done if you did miss that one. But here we go, game two. Apex looking to make it a 4-0 start for the North American LCS, and CLG hoping to stop their slide.
Yeah, these teams have had complete opposite fates so far in the LCS. Apex has won 3 straight. CLG has lost 3 straight. CLG definitely does not want to start 2-0, or 0-2 rather, in their series score. And they are looking to get some deep wards down here, pushing up towards the top side.
And here we're going to see them move up forward. CLG looking for one of their more cheeky invades, trying to get through the fog. Shrimp, I like that. Pops the W, does like 100 damage. Drops the trinket. Oh, but the trinket ward is dropped too late, and CLG still get to knock it down. 10 gold to Xmithie. That's even a better early game than last time where Aphro had 8 gold.
Fantastic.
Shout out to 510.
That extra 2 gold. That's what they needed. The deep wards, though, are going to be answered here by Apollo and Xpecial. So, tit for tat. And CLG is going to try to hunt down this 2v2 lane. We'll see if they can do it. I definitely think they would love to have standard lanes. Trundle, very good into the Ekko. And with the range support, very heavy poke, they're going to like that 2v2 as well.
So interestingly, both top laners switching back to Xmithie and dying, and I'm a little bit surprised that Keane is doing Deathfire Touch and not Thunderlords on Kassadin. I figured if you wanted to like one-shot somebody, you just want that, but it does mean his Q is going to apply the full duration burn, then it means he's got that as a poke skill as time goes on and he gets ability power.
Yeah, it's not something, I mean, not that I've seen a ton of Kassadin recently, so maybe this is more common than I think, but I definitely would have expected to see the Thunderlords. I've also actually seen Storm Raider Surge on Kassadin, which is actually kind of neat because you know your first little enter with your combo where you do the alt, you Q, you E, allows you to get the move speed pretty much every time. You can get in there, bob them with the W as well. You can kind of chase people down, move in and out, so that might work out pretty well.
Small blue piece taken actually by Aphromoo, so he actually leeches part of the camp. Shrimp, of course, still level 2. He's going to be fine. Aphromoo does not take any more of that, but he did leech at least a little bit here. and got some damage and got his gold income across in this one. Shrimp and Ray still just farming. Aphro trying to stop that. Looks like he will not quite get any of these wolves just yet. Looking for the big one. Dangerously close. Aphro does not get any major counter jungling done.
Really close, but he still picks up 1 CS.
And Shrimp would be 3 if not for that.
Yeah, and he also got 50 gold off of his spell thieves with the ambient plus the proc, so he's doing pretty well for himself with that. Definitely being very annoying, making use of as much as he can. And you know, meanwhile, Darshan making the same play as last time. He goes, he tries to pick up as much CS as he can. He runs straight to lane, pushes it, picks up 4 CS, gets some XP, level 2, and now he's going to be able to move around and even do a little bit of buddy jungling with his buddy Xmithie before he probably heads over to bot lane.
Yeah, and CLG being able to take, what, a couple of camps away. Yeah. I mean, look at this. This is not their side of the jungle. CLG doesn't really get to lay claim to this, though similarly, I guess APX shouldn't have laid claim to the eastern jungle, and they got 3 camps there anyway. So both teams getting away with aggressive, you could say greedy starts, but they are paying off quite heavily.
I think this is really cool, though, that Darshan is doing this. He's investing the TP to get the extra XP, the extra CS. It's just a little bit of advantage that he snuck out both games, and I think it's something that more players could make the adaptation on. It also does kind of put them a little bit ahead as far as the turret pushing speed because he has his Q and his W, he gets that bonus attack speed, so it's pretty nice, and it's something that did help to carve out an advantage for him last game against Ray. We'll see if he's able to do the same thing again here for himself.
And I want to see what the CounterLogic Gaming choices are, because even though they were faster in the lane swap, they did not choose to play for the Infernal Drake. Instead, they want to go back into the lane really, really quickly. Darshan building a freeze right now. CLG are very focused on minion farm. Oh, Apollo's got to be careful. The Gromp doing some damage. He burns Summoner Heal, and now Xmithie has actually popped Repel to get away. He flashes over, but a flash knock up by Xpecial, looking for the kill. They're not quite going to get it. Look how low Alistar is. The first blood comes through for CounterLogic Gaming. He had no way out, and a gold card lands onto Apollo, who's missing summoners as well. But CLG getting the first blood, punishing the jungle take from Apex.
Yeah, so close there. Xmithie actually was 1 shot away from that proc of the E from Kindred, which would have been a guaranteed first blood. He went pretty over-aggressive, honestly. Kind of a bit of a mistake there, running forward into that level 4 Kindred. But he flashes over, and that kind of baited Xpecial into that engage, and he's able to get taken out by the Lucian, exactly who you would want that early game gold on. Yeah. Fantastic start here from Stixxay, and here comes Xmithie, and he got the flash, but he wants to commit, and he realized, whoops, I'm not going to win this. Tries to get out of there. Very, very low. The Karma Shield saving him as well. Xpecial gets finished off by Stixxay.
Summoner Heal by Stixxay helping on top of that one, yeah. And yeah, Xpecial who would flash for the Pulverize just had no way out anymore. Well, as it stands, CounterLogic Gaming are ahead, and the whole time, by the way, Darshan had been freezing 14 minion kills to the 2 right now of Ray, and well, Ray is leeching experience, but not really getting many last hits here. Stuck under the turret. But Shrimp is helping him, which means this turret's going to stay alive a bit longer. Yeah. As Shrimp makes it a 2-on-2.
I think Xmithie should be able to head over to bot lane, and Darshan is level 3. He's not going to be able to get dove by Xpecial and Apollo, especially because they know that all the summoners between these 2 guys are on cooldown. So Darshan's able to actually just happily farm away. He's going to get not only all the XP, he's going to get all the CS.
At least a lot of it. Yeah, it looks like only Apollo's left around to do anything. It's going to be Xpecial running around and warding, and making sure his teammate stays safe in this side of the map. Darshan slightly missing an auto attack reset. He's going to be okay, though. 1,200 gold lead right now for CounterLogic Gaming. Yeah, you know, not the worst thing in the world, but that should be 23. I know, Darshan. I saw that.
So meanwhile, CS advantage as well for Huhi, even though he was the one that rotated when Keane did not. So a nice little advantage there for himself. He's level 6. They got to be careful. That first TF ultimate can be a big one.
And he is level 6 already. Shrimp gets a mark. Kindred right now on 2 stacks so far. Pretty reasonable for this stage of the game, I would say. And
very good.
Yeah. Sometimes you can get very unlucky and just never find the camp that you want, but a couple of rip scuttles and he did all right for himself. Huhi. Plus 17, plus 2. Up 6 minions in the laning phase so far, and CounterLogic Gaming have stopped pressuring the top lane. They sent the dual lane back down to the bot side here. Stixxay and Aphromoo wanting the 2v2 Apollo and Xpecial.
They'd love to, and I also think that when you put your Lucian, he has the first blood. I mean, just look at the item discrepancy between these 2 AD carries. Put him in an already advantageous matchup. Send your jungler down there. You have the ultimate from TF who can rotate down, and it's an Infernal Dragon. Push up, get pressure, get vision control, take the Infernal Drake. That should be CLG's next goal.
See if they can get that right now. Looking for a play on the top side is Darshan does a bit of a battle with Ray, but we just saw that Kindred is coming in from behind, so be careful, Trundle. There is a Kindred here. Even though Ray is low on health, Darshan is running out of teammates. Huhi is 6th though, but teleport is available from Keane. Which side of the map is going to be happening? It's a flash and a summoner teleport burn. There will be no CC to keep Darshan down, but that is him burning 2 5-minute-long cooldowns to not die.
It also means, you know, talking about the Dragon, that now it's TP priority here on Ray, so it makes it a lot harder for them to actually go for that Infernal Drake, which they'd love to do.
I definitely agree. Now we're seeing the play for the mid lane here. Alistar, suddenly it's everyone there. Xmithie lands a stun on Keane as well, but look at the attack move and the CC onto Huhi, who's getting really blown up right now. Down to 400 health, Ignite is on. He's gonna go down, a nice turnaround by APX. That turret dive fails miserably.
Some serious disrespect by CLG there. You know, we just talked about it. Darshan blew his TP. Ray TP's in. They get absolutely shut down on that. Not even close to getting Keane to even half HP.
And now it's CLG Gaming running away from their own jungle. Nice. Stixxay picks up the big one. But Xmithie's got to be real careful. He's low on health. Shrimp can't quite get the damage. Gets rooted up, but look at that. A flash combo in from Xpecial to set up Aphromoo. He did not see that coming, and suddenly, bullseye for Apex. Now a stun and Ray, though. He gets taken out as well.
A cocoon from Xmithie.
Several, sick cocoon, but several oversets by varying members. Long term, that's 2-1 to Apex.
Pretty sloppy start from both sides, honestly. Some definitely over chasing there, but one thing to note, Shrimp has actually pulled out a massive advantage for himself, already up 2 levels over Xmithie, a lot of CS as well, so it's a pretty big deal. And Xmithie, once again, it's got to be frustrating for Shrimp. 2 times in a row, he's had him within 1 shot of dying. If that E auto goes off, he kills him, but now the nice flash knock-in for a free kill there onto Aphromoo, but we see Ray getting too aggressive.
Yeah, that
Xmithie makes him pay.
Super greedy. Good, definitely.
Wastes the flash too.
Right, and if he had flash, he's willing to flash, he could have flashed the cocoon itself.
Yep.
So just honestly, several misplays stacked on top of each other. Darshan up 2 levels on Ray, and once again, Ray starts the game at somewhat of a deficit. Level-wise, he's down. Gold-wise, 500.
I will also say, though, this is a much tougher matchup to come back into. Sure, Ray can still have massive teamfight impact, but as far as the 1v1, there's actually no point in the game where Ekko matches up well against Trundle. As far as a straight 1v1, yes, obviously Darshan will get caught. Ekko can still do a lot of stuff, but this is going to be tougher for him to get that top lane advantage.
Maybe the Rift Herald turns it around a little bit. It's something that Apex have gotten every single one of their games and tried quite hard to make sure they get it. Right now, it's not been the play so far. Aphromoo level 5, Xpecial the same. No ultis for the Alistar. Aphro technically does have his.
You caught yourself.
Yep. I said ultis, and I was like, for the Alistar. Plural somehow. Ultimate.
Well, because he can't ultimate multiple times.
That's true, yeah.
There you go.
Never cast it yet.
Still counts.
0 ultimates.
So, Huhi in the mid lane, farming it up, but Keane has caught up in farm. He's doing quite well for himself, and he's going to be building towards that Roa starting to scale up. And Kassadin is always kind of that champion you got to worry about. Scaling and scaling and scaling, it just gets stronger and stronger, and he gets so scary in the late game. Shrimp, meanwhile, going to pick up another bounty for himself. Pretty nice.
Definitely is, and here we go, the play for Infernal Drake, the first of the game. Apex, much more concerned with neutral objectives than Counter Logic Gaming has been. We get that one conveniently. Nice 8% ability power and attack damage gained by them.
They're going to trade turret, though, and they're saying Darshan doesn't have TP. They don't even bother running him down. He's going to be able to shove this wave in, and the lead that he's getting over Ray is pretty disgusting. So that is the trade that they're making. This is an almost ADCS Darshan on a Trundle in an advantageous matchup, building towards Ravenous Hydra, and it's going to be a tough game for Ray if he ever has to match up.
Oh, here we go, the play on the bot side, though. Keane has already burned Riftlock, but he flashes not yet. Nah, he's not going to be able to use it. Goes down. Huhi gets him with the card, and a kill comes through. That split push. Yeah, you don't want to put Keane up against the duo lane so that TF can then join you. You've got to be against TF in the first place.
Super nice as well. None of them had to blow any summoners. Keane had held his too. But there's a lot of playmaking ability on TF. He has the Ghost, he has the Flash, so even without his ultimate, there's definitely playmaking ability, and it's key for him to get rolling on this because he needs to get these ultimates out constantly. He needs to continue picking up side lane kills.
And he really wants to get rolling. He's got a Dark Steel. He picked that one up before the fight even started, so 2 stacks on him. Huhi, if he gets really ahead and turns that into Magi's, he's got so much ability power to one-shot people with.
I love the early lucidity also. He has early lucidity, so not only is it 10% CDR, but importantly, it's summoner cooldown reduction, especially when you have 2 combat summoners like the Ghost Flash. I think it's even better. And then in combination with the Sheen, he's already sitting at least 20% CDR, plus whatever he has in runes. He's going to have those ultimates quickly. He's going to have the summoners very quickly.
Yep.
I love it.
He's on exactly 20 right now, and
there you go.
Yeah, definitely going to be scary. It is Thunder Lords for that Twisted Fate, by the way.
And Ray's going to... Oh, okay. Darshan just gives it up. And Darshan could actually decide to freeze if he really wants, and I think that's probably the correct choice, but he may just try to push it out.
I think with him walking back that way, I think it is... Nope, it's not a freeze. He's shoving it out.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to fight for.
Yeah,
Dragon's already off the
I'm
map.
Surprised, yeah.
Maybe they get Rift Herald.
They could decide to go for Rift Herald, and he may just want to try to continuously draw that pressure as Keane is going to get poked away at there by CLG. But, you know, going to that tier 2 is a pretty dangerous position, even when you are that much stronger in the 1v1. Darshan, though, obviously feeling confident, and, you know, he's saying that his team can get advantages elsewhere on the map if he's able to draw them. And honestly, when he's this far ahead of Ray, there is some potential of a 1v2.
And it's him going for the flank, sort of. Level 8 to level 9, still a bit of a lead for Darshan. Trying to kite away, not get stunned up. He won't. Pillar kind of misses, though. Doesn't do that much to Ray, but still going for the battle. And chunks that poor Ekko down below 1/3. Darshan did pop his ulti for that. That's a cooldown missing.
But Darshan's going to be sitting at full HP, and Ray is not. So we are going to see which dragon is coming up next, and it will be another Infernal. So that is something to keep in mind. You don't want to give away 2 of those Fire Drakes in a row. It's definitely a scary situation. So look for CLG to contest this, and they're pushing in bot lane, you know, looking to try to get more turrets, pick up more global gold, and try to carve themselves out a bigger advantage.
Definitely are. Right now, though, 14 minutes into this game, it's CLG up 2,500, but Apex has come back from worse, certainly. Darshan again looking for the battle onto Ray, and this time Twisted Fate will join. With the gold card locked, he dodges it, but Ray now getting a teleport join as well from Keane, and they turn right back in. Darshan nearly dead already, but Huhi gets the kill first. Thunderlord's up that with that one. Darshan TPs to leave, and Huhi now running for dear life, but Keane still takes him out. A 1-for-1, both mid laners getting kills.
Such a nice play, though, by Ray, actually using the Ekko ultimate, immuning that gold card, allowed them to get the even trade in that. Actually, you know, kind of an advantageous trade, because we saw the TP and the Flash both blown there by Darshan, as well as both summoners from Huhi and his ultimate. So they get the summoner advantage, they get the trade. Pretty good. Yeah,
4 summoners to 3. The overall trade, CLG burned all 4, Keane burned 2, and Ray burned 1. But yeah, still, I think it's at least it's Ray getting assist gold is nice.
And just watch this. This is so good from Ray. You know, he's doing the best with a bad situation. And look at that. Right there. He ultimates back, immunes the gold card stun, and he is going to be able to just allow his team to have enough time. Huhi thankfully does finish off 1 kill there to make it an even trade. And you can see in the picture-in-picture working away at that Rift Herald, but it's looking like CLG is going to abandon ship as Xpecial ward's over.
They don't want to risk the rest of the fight. Counterlogic Gaming up still 2 turrets to 1. They've done a good job making all of that happen so far, as Apex never managed to knock down the bottom turret during the lane swap games. Once again, the play on the side lane, CLG actually using... it's interesting because it's not the sort of the normal 1-3-1. It's actually Stixxay and Aphromoo being set to a side lane, looking for one of those teleport users, and then having TF join them more often than not. And it's a new take. I actually think it's a very good take. I think it's working out quite well for them. But it's TF actually holding the mid lane much longer than you normally see mid laners do.
You know, worth noting, though, with all that CDR, he almost has his ultimate once again, so next time Keane will not be able to match him. Obviously, the teleport is a much longer cooldown than that TF ult, so, you know, CLG can continue to push up, continue to get pressure, try to find someone in one of those spots that they can take them out.
We'll see if they're able to find those people right here. Xmithie takes down the big Razor Beak as Huhi takes the smaller ones and gets more gold out of his passive for it. Good allocation of resources. It's kind of the right way to do it. Here's the concave of traps there for Apollo, but CLG able to kite around them and deal very slight damage to that mid lane turret. Next dragon's up in 20 seconds, and it was a TP advantage for Ray over Darshan, but vice versa for Huhi over Keane.
We'll see, you know, what CLG is going to do, because if they don't move Darshan down, I think it's not something that they really can contest at all. And to give up 2 of these Fire Drakes, ooh, that's a nice little steal away.
Yep, Stixxay gets it. Shrimp was not willing to use Smite at the time, and means that goes over, and CLG gets vision of the area. Darshan is in a split against Ray. Again, teleport advantage for the Apex top laner, that Ekko. And we'll see if anything else gets done 40 CS lead still for Darshan, up 2 levels at this time. Huhi was seeing if he wants to go for it, and he does now onto Ray. How much can he dodge? He gets a little bit away, but he's definitely going to die for this one. A couple more auto attacks will do it. Huhi gets another kill for himself. Darshan survives, and now it's up to the rest of CLG to not die to the push in for Apex. Stixxay running for dear life. They saved all the summoners. They got away. Yeah, they're going to try to hit base. So, Infernal Drake number 2 versus a kill, a top lane tier 2, and maybe more. Xmithie, can he get zoned down? He wants it, he gets the steal! Just kidding! CLG getting everything they want. They have their cake, they eat it too. Apex have to run away and be sad.
How does he do it time and time again? Xmithie has got to be the most consistent smiter in the league. He steals so many objectives, and it's massive for CLG. As you said, they get the top lane turret, they get the kill, and to keep that Infernal Drake away from Apex is massive. It would have been a 16% ADAP bonus for these people that are going to be stacking it, so huge.
Next one up's going to be Mountain Drake, by the way, so it'll be plenty of pushing power afterwards, and if CLG's going to keep getting these Drakes now, I think they can keep driving with them. CLG Gaming got a lot out of that. Their gold lead now 4,000, and this has got to feel good. Huhi, once again, will be the one to take up the mid lane. And this time around, honestly, I'm much happier to see CLG Gaming play a more proactive team comp. I think that's always been one of the big strengths of CLG is that they just are a more proactive team than Apex, and not letting them sit around, letting Apex sit around and farm and catch Ray back up, because Apex don't make that many big choices themselves. I think this actually plays into CLG's favor. This type of comp, I think, is much better for them.
Huhi has been doing a great job so far, opening up the side lanes, being able to TP, and aggressively looking for those plays nonstop. I mean, Ray is doing the best that he possibly can when he is coming in. He's dodging all the gold cards. He's doing great with that, but he's still going to go down.
Yeah, 2v1 when you're down 2 levels, not exactly easy. Still level 10 for Ray. And he's been getting solo farm for as much of the game as they've been able to give it to him. And here we go. Rift Herald going to be started up just before it'll despawn. Since it's in combat, it'll despawn at 1955. And that's more than enough time for CLG Gaming. They will get this one over. And it'll be Darshan carrying it for maybe even the entire duration of the remaining game here.
Yeah, he's going to have it to, close to 40 minutes into the game.
Yep.
So you're just taking a super advantageous matchup. You're camping the guy super hard, making it even worse, and now you're giving him Rift Herald. So
yeah.
I feel bad for Ray, honestly. It's tough. But Ray is going to have to depend on the rest of his team to carve out those advantages for themselves. The scaling Caitlyn, the scaling of his jungler and his mid laner. They have a lot of late game team fight power, and Ray is going to have to put the faith in them as they have put the faith in him.
Yeah. If Ray comes back from this and carries the game, he's like automatic MVP of the league. Like, there's not even a vote anymore. It's just like Ray's the best player. It's all over. Yeah. I've decided. I watched 4 games. There's nothing can change my mind. So we'll see. I mean, we keep stacking the odds against him. Darshan is on the hunt. Aw, misses the E though. Ray hops over it, not a big problem for him. And now it's time for the mid lane siege. CLG Gaming. Well, they've tied the Infernal Drake, so no advantage there for Apex. And well, Lucian still has more power to go, honestly. He's got the Yomus, but the Cleaver's not far behind. That'll grow him even farther. And it's not until 3 items that Caitlyn gets ahead of him.
And look at all these Apex members moving up towards the top side of the map, but there's really good warding for CLG, so they cannot seek through the river. It's hard for them to really kind of surprise Darshan. So meanwhile, CLG is going to be pushing hard in the bot lane, and Apex is not looking prepared for this. They could actually get a lot of damage in on this turret, if not just take it down.
And they're looking at it right now. There we go. Turret taking plenty of damage. Yeah, nice-ish wave clear from Keane, but guess what? You got Cocoon. You've got to give him some respect. Not quite enough damage dealt, though. The wave gets cleared out, and now Shrimp is looking for a bit of vengeance. Xmithie pushed around. Apex do hold on to the turret.
Yep, they get the poke in. They're not able to take it out as Keane was there pretty quickly, but it's down to around half or 1/3. And look at top lane turret. Darshan's just going to ignore him, and this turret's going to be going down, and Ray's not going to be able to win the fight afterwards. And this could be a hit.
Twisted Fate to join. Ray is pillared off, and Huhi just goes for inhibitor damage right now. A little bit of poke down on Ray, but careful because here comes the flank. Shrimp and Apollo already coming in. 3v2, CLG ghosting to run away. Bot lane tier 2 went down as well, by the way, so CLG have knocked down 2 turrets in the last 12 seconds here. And have been crushing the map.
They're just peeling them apart, and Apex they do not have the pieces in play to actually answer this.
Really good stuff by CLG. To see it just a very different game, and just because I like seeing game 3s, I'm okay with CLG winning this one, just so we get to watch them battle again. And I would expect if CLG closes the game out in the next 5 minutes, that Apex changes their bans up heavily. Maybe gets rid of all the early game tools that CLG were going to use, get rid of the TF, get rid of the Lucian.
Yeah, you'd expect so. And 40% CDR on Huhi now. He's going to have that ultimate up every minute and a half. So that is going to be a constant threat. They're always going to have to be worried. And when you have such a heavy split pushing team with the Trundle, with the TF, unlocking the base is key to winning. It's so massive because there's always the threat that's Huhi just says, oh, we're losing this fight. All right, I'm going to ult into your base. I'm going to take your inhibitor.
Yeah,
so it's really, really frustrating because you always have to be aware of that. You always have to have someone back there, someone ready to deal with it. And when you're a team fighting comp like Apex, you just want to group, you want to fight them, but they're not going to let you fight them. They're going to backdoor, they're going to split push, they're going to control the waves. And it's something that it's just like all this maintenance work you constantly have to do that can get really, really frustrating. And when you make one mistake, you lose an inhibitor turret like that. You make another mistake, you lose an inhibitor.
Exactly. You forget the maintenance work. You got a rusty valve. Well, CLG pops it right open. Suddenly you've got a flood of minions into your base. It just the metaphor works better than you might have thought it would. Hated me just in the middle of the sentence. It was nice.
Cool.
Thanks, man. 6,000, 5,000. Yeah, 6,000 the gold league. Kindred Gaming. Some of that, yeah, it's Twisted Fate, but it's them really playing a wonderful game right here. If Apex can find a matchup that actually goes equal without getting sort of backdoored by TF, they can start slowing the tide here, right? They can, you know, have Apollo just hold the mid lane. Don't let Huhi walk first. They can try to have, if Ray ever catches up to Darshan, like that can stop being a pressure point. But look where CLG have sent Stixxay. He's farther to the right than the rest of Apex are. He's inside the base right now. And now has to run away from Keane. Actually chunked down to 2/3. He's got to give Keane some respect.
And Keane gives him some respect. He's saying, oh, this guy's not going to be here without his team. And he actually probably could have killed him if he wanted to chase for that. But he assumed that Xmithie would be closer. He assumed that Aphromoo would be right there. So he's not going to go for it. And Darshan, once again, just going to ignore Ray, start working away on that turret.
Oh, this time around, the Huhi was over. I don't think he saw what was going on, but it looked like a flash coming from Xpecial. Flash pulverized headbutt into the turret, knock him down right there. Darshan now in a battle against Ray, but Ray running the other way, running him down the map, and actually getting a lot done with this one, despite the Rift Arrow, despite the gold, despite being down 34 minions. Yeah, he's bringing in reinforcements. Darshan is big. He's flashing for a teleport play, and he will just barely get out and survive. Darshan playing with fire, but still losing some.
Keane kind of a mistake there, honestly. Using the Q, he could have canceled the teleport with it. So a big greedy to actually just Q right on the entrance there. The only way for Darshan to escape, he's shown it multiple times this game, is the TP. On Kassadin, you gotta hold the Q that interrupts it.
Yeah, it does interrupt channels. It doesn't sound, but it will stop you from channeling things like the teleport. So yeah, just to clarify the mechanic for anyone who didn't know about the Kassadin Q. And that's, yeah, mistake from Keane, as you mentioned. Mid lane pressure, an attempt for a stun, but no one picked off. CLG managed to just lose the one member and nothing else except summoner spells. And they're right on top of this dragon now. And it's Mountain Break, which at this time, when you're controlling the map this much, I feel like is actually the best thing for them.
It's definitely going to be a big one because split pushing unlocks the objectives, unlocks turret damage. You can draw pressure and actually get damage in on Baron, but now we're going to see how Huhi actually...
Oh, he ate a trap to hit it.
That is, that's rough. Huhi just kind of walked up onto the turret, stood on a trap, and he just wasn't paying attention, I guess.
Yeah, didn't see the trap was there. And then Xpecial, I believe, headbutt to flash pulverize, or maybe it was flash to headbutt pulverize. But either way, caught up to him in time. Turret died anyway. Mid lane outer's dead, so he might have. Yeah, either way, kill had come through. The turret eventually did die. Slightly early on the Q, Apollo, but he's gonna get that red buff, no big problem.
Now it's looking like next step here for CLG. They're kind of milling around the Barons. They probably want to start to get vision, see how many players Darshan can actually draw bot, and then try to bait this. You know, if you can get, especially if you get rated TP, that would be big. But here it comes.
Teleport flank coming in. They want to knock down Xmithie, but he got the Rift Scuttle movement speed, which got him far enough away.
And Darshan's
ignore everybody.
Darshan's going to be going straight for the inhibitor, and they have to worry about this. Apex needs to get something.
Xmithie's in a bad spot. I think he's likely to die here, but he's trying to juke everybody around. Repels up, repels down, but yes, they're on top of him. He's going to drop now. That is a kill picked up.
Darshan's going to be on the inhibitor shortly, though, and we have the tier 2 mid lane is actually being cracked as well here by TF. So this is what we're talking about. You have to deal with it. Now Apex they don't know what to do. They're going to start up the Baron, but they could just lose their base.
And they're going to lose a lot of this right now. That bottom inhibitor is certainly going to be going down without any answer. And now CLG looking to make a, 3 versus 4 play. Darshan, why did Keane even show up? He's not going to do anything. And look at how little health they have. Apex, just in a terrible world of shot calling, going to lose. Maybe someone to Baron. No, Baron does get taken down. Shrimp gets it, but now Kindred Gaming wanted to re-engage
for the Nexus.
Onto Ray, onto Xpecial, looking for more to get done. The turret's already been destroyed. Look at Kindred Gaming just knocking down buildings here in this one. Xpecial did eventually fall. His flash was down. CLG got several turrets and an inhibitor, a couple of kills at cost of Baron.
Yeah, they get a Nexus turret as well, and thankfully for Apex, they did secure that Baron, because if they didn't have the Baron recall, CLG could have gone for the end. But either way, you know, they have only one Nexus turret remaining. This is a split push threat. This is what I'm talking about. You have to be so precise, so quick when you do make the call to go for these kills, to go for these plays. Right TP's in. They have to know that Darshan is unlocked now. They have to deal with that at some point. So you have to get a kill right away and get back to dealing with them if you're not going to leave someone in the 1v1. But they just honestly don't have anyone who can 1v1 it right now. And it's just putting them in these lose-lose situations. Great, they got a kill. They got the Baron. That's the best of still a bad situation where you lost an inhibitor turret, an inhibitor, your mid lane turret, and a Nexus turret.
Yeah, that's a lot of things to lose, and they only traded a kill for one. So, Counter Logic Gaming, 7,000 now, their lead with an open base ready for them when they decide to push in. Xmithie just buying some time, letting mid lane stay afloat, as Ray and Apollo tried to battle him. But now the shield comes in from Aphromoo. A combo by Xpecial means actually a hell of a lot. Oh my god, he's already dead. There's a nice pickup by Apollo. Ray tanks the turret and walks out. A nice setup there, a good kill on Aphromoo. That's going to be in the outer turret.
Yeah, great combo from Xpecial. Great follow-up from Apollo. Drops the trap right on him, pops Aphromoo like he was nothing.
I didn't think he was going to die, and then suddenly a trap showed up at his feet and he was gone. Keane now looking for the flank. There's a banner of command minion somewhere from Aphromoo. But mid lane tier 2 is now also gone. That's 2 turrets and a kill picked up. Apex, again, wearing the Baron buff despite a gold deficit, trying to get a lot done here. Look at the damage up what they've got, and it's going to be another combo in towards Huhi. Look at the damage up, but forced to flash away. Xpecial taking some of the damage. Lamb's Respite will heal the team back
low,
up.
though. This could be bad. Stixxay's going deep.
How much can they really get done, though? Apollo low, but still alive. One kill picked up onto the Alistar. Another one on the backline as the AD carry drops 2 so far for CLG. A double as a third kill has been dropped. Then Shrimp now forced to run, but Darshan is teleporting to join his minions on the right side of the map. Shrimp actually the only man alive right now.
Look
as
at the respawn
CLG
timers.
wants to win the game. Yeah, 30 seconds. Many of the respawn timers here. Shrimp gets the empowered recall. He does bring it back to safety, and he can buff up that wave of minions spawning right now. Darshan,
I don't think they can stop him.
turret.
I don't think they can stop Darshan. He has super minions coming in.
Well, he's going to take a lot of damage from Shrimp, though. There's the wave as well of buffed up Baron minions. There's 2 waves right there battling. Stixxay gets what damage he can. Xpecial is back alive, and there's only 10 seconds to go until Apollo's here. I think it only means the middle turret and inhibitor, but I think CLG might have to leave
They're
after
gonna go for
this.
top. They're gonna triple
and
inhib.
You're right. No turret there makes it even easier. But keep in mind, the respawns are coming in. Keane can flank, and Ray can run really fast. This is a small bit of a risk. Xpecial goes in, finds the stun. Darshan nearly goes down, but they get Xpecial first, and it's not quite the execute damage. They finally get the kill. Support for top laner, but again, triple inhib is definitely a big deal. And there is the Keane flank. He wants in, gets some damage, but Zhonya's keeps Huhi alive. Cocoon is there, and Keane goes down. A bad flank, actually, betrays himself. Apex lose 2 for 1.
Keane, you know, he saw the low health bars. He wanted to finish them off, but he used his Zhonyas in that mid lane fight where Stixxay actually took him out. And Stixxay, you know, came up huge for the team. He actually dives deep in this mid lane fight, and you'll see it's the overcommittal here. They're going in. They want to try to really punish here. They know they've been behind. This is their chance to team fight. But unfortunately, it's not going to work out. And it's right here. You'll see Stixxay following Apollo. He tracks him down. He's going to go now onto Keane. He's able to take out both the AD carry and the mid laner here. Massive play. Barely able to do it from Stixxay. And that not only unlocked this play, it unlocked the next play where they're able to take out Keane because he forced the Zhonyas.
Definitely huge stuff right there. So a 9,000 gold lead now. Counter Logic Gaming. Want to verify something real quick. As it is CLG by the one who are wearing the 2 dragon buffs. Apex are not the one at the Mountain Drake. Just to clarify the scoreboard up there, but I don't believe Apex have gotten any more than the 1 Infernal for themselves.
And Stixxay is a big boy, 504. He is thousands of gold ahead of Caitlyn. He's over 3K up right now.
Yeah, he's even got the rapid fire cannon to make sure the damage comes through really conveniently. And this is going to be the attempt at a death knell push. Counter Logic Gaming, thank you scoreboard, fixing that one up there. And now looking for the top lane minions to come in. There's so many supers there. The 1 Nexus turret remains between Counter Logic Gaming and Victory. Wanting to close this one out and make it go to a game 3. Special pops the ulti, pillared back around. Ulti's pops trying to keep the teams alive, but it's CLG who are just simply unstoppable. The turret is down. They're going to go for the fight first, get the fantasy points, get the kills, and get themselves a secure victory. 3 kills picked up without even blinking an eye, and that's going to be the game 2 win. CLG take care of business, working overtime, and making it a game 3.
Yeah, fantastic stuff from CLG across the board. The whole team pitching in. I mean, so much of the focus was on top lane with Darshan and Huhi really getting a lot of work done up there. But you have to give a lot of credit to the bot lane as well. Both of them with 12 out of 15 kill participation, 7-0-5 for Stixxay, 0-2 and 12 for Darshan. This was a full team effort. And, you know, even Xmithie, another Dragon Steel, just so good.
Yeah, really, definitely incredible stuff. I wonder if the game would have changed much if the second Infernal had gone over to Apex. It would have been a swing of 8% stats.
Yeah.
It would have made some impact, certainly in some of these fights. You had some really close ones.
Yeah,
where
look at that last fight, right? Like, Stixxay lives with a sliver of health.
Yeah.
He would have actually not been able to kill and would have died, right? These are things that can actually make a massive difference going forward. So you can't overlook how big that Dragon Steel was, certainly.
Yeah, I think it definitely played a factor in some of the fights here, and it would have been, I think, closer without it. Either way, though, CLG really revamping their strategy and saying we're going to play a split push focus game. We're going to rely on Huhi getting over to these side lanes. You're going to stay mid. If the dual lane finds like Keane by himself, sick, killed that. We have a 1v1 with Darshan over against Ray. Let's get over to there instead and crush that guy. And that works so well. We got to see what the Game 3 adaptation is coming into that one. But it was a great game by CLG to take that game back against Apex. So now we're going to head it back over to the analyst desk to break down that game a bit further.
Thank you very much.